It's the 4th of May 1980 and Joseph Broz Tito has died.
Roosevelt, Stalin, Churchill, Chiang Kai-shek, de Gaulle, Tito, the great Allied leaders of World War II, all gone now. The last of them, President Tito of Yugoslavia, died today.
Under Tito, Yugoslavia was a stable and united nation with brotherhood and unity, but only a decade later, nationalism and violence would tear apart the state he fought so hard to preserve. During the 1980s, Yugoslavia struggled with economic stability, $21 billion worth of debt, and rising nationalism across its 6 republics. At this time, Yugoslavia was governed by 8 members of the League of Communists, including representatives from Bosnia, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Slovenia, Serbia, and the autonomous provinces of Kosovo and Vojvodina. In 1986, Milosevic was elected as Serbian representative and was determined to centralize power. In a move that was criticised by the other republics, he orchestrated the anti-bureaucratic revolution of 1989, which overthrew the leaders of Montenegro and the autonomous provinces, replacing them with his allies. This effectively created a voting bloc of 4 out of the total 8 members in the League of Communists. He then abolished Kosovo's autonomy, sparking protests from ethnic Albanians in Kosovo which were put down with force. By January 1990, Croatia, Slovenia and Macedonia opposed Serbian dominance and sought greater autonomy, which they made evident at the 14th Congress of Yugoslavia. During this Congress, Serbia vetoed any attempt by the other republics to decentralize power, and in response, the delegations of Croatia, Slovenia and Macedonia walked out in protest.
Da su se nažalost stekli uslovi da napustimo 14. Kongres Saveza komunista Jugoslavije.
Later, those same nations held their own independence referendums, which passed despite boycotts from the Serbian minorities. In August of 1990, ethnic Serbians in the Croatian city of Knin, a majority Serbian city, rebelled against the government. However, when the Croatian forces were heading to put down the protest, they were stopped by Yugoslav fighter jets. This turned the rebellion into an uprising assisted by the Yugoslav National Army, or JNA, whom also provided the rebels with weapons. The JNA also intervened in Slovenia, sparking the brief 10-day war.
ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
For a week now, ever since the Yugoslav republics of Slovenia and Croatia declared their independence from Yugoslavia, the administration has been saying they were wrong, that Yugoslavia's unity must be preserved. The State Department says unity should not be preserved by force. There is no evidence the Yugoslav army is listening, yet another ceasefire has collapsed.
At Vernica, about 12 miles west of the Slovenian capital of Ljubljana, a column of Yugoslav army tanks broke out of their base and advanced toward the capital, firing as they went. In the Croatian capital of Zagreb, where independence was also proclaimed last week, a crowd of civilians tried to block a Yugoslav army tank unit from going north to Slovenia. At least 3 people were killed when troops opened fire on the
shortest of the Yugoslav conflicts, as an agreement was signed after 10 days, where Yugoslavia would withdraw their forces and Slovenia would postpone their independence for 3 months. However, the JNA was ready to launch a full-scale invasion into Slovenia, but it was denied by the Serbian representatives, as Slovenia had a very little Serbian population, only making up 50,000 or 2.5% of the total population. But unlike Slovenia, Croatia had a large Serbian population that made up 12% of the total population, or 500,000 people. By 1991, the Yugoslav National Army sent a force over to Vukovar to assist the rebels and begin capturing many Croatian towns, including ones that weren't populated by Serbians whatsoever, committing atrocities along the way. The Croatian War of Independence was well underway.
The fragile peace in Yugoslavia is more fragile than ever. Truce talks between federal officials and the Republic of Slovenia broke down again today, and the president of Yugoslavia's largest republic is warning his people to be prepared for war.
The sniper in a church across the road. David was hit in the back.
David was shot on Friday afternoon while covering the horrific battle for Vukovar. as I tipped over when the bullet hit. I didn't know what it was. I thought it could have been a mortar or anything. I thought suddenly I'm not in touch with my legs. And I'm on the ground. And I was terrified that a spine had been hit or something serious had happened. But then I started feeling my toes as they dragged me away. I realised my legs were coming with me, so I was very pleased.
And Lord Carrington, the EU peace negotiator, asked if Serbia would withdraw with the demand that Croatia was subject to the Agreement of Human Rights of Serbs, where Milosevic agreed. However, when it came for the document to be signed, the agreements were changed to allow all 6 republics of Yugoslavia to become independent, which Milosevic then refused as this would have dissolved Yugoslavia. But the other 5 republics signed the document, which then resulted in the Serbian pressuring of Montenegro to withdraw their signature. By January 1992, the Sarajevo Agreement was signed as a ceasefire document instead, which declared UN protected areas in Croatia and the withdrawal of all parties without solving the conflict. However, the worst of it was yet to come. A larger, more devastating war was about to erupt in Bosnia. On the 3rd of March 1992, Bosnia too declared independence from Yugoslavia, which did not go down well with Milosevic, considering Bosnia has a total of 1.3 million Serbs living there and making up 31% of the total population. The referendum that Bosnia held to justify the independence had a below 2/3 voter turnout, making it trivial at best. The very next day, a Serbian civilian was killed by a Bosnian, causing widespread protests, and in response, Serbia declared the Republic of Srpska inside Bosnia, and transferred Bosnian Serbs in the Yugoslav National Army to fight on their behalf. And so began the Bosnian War with the siege of Sarajevo.
Da dođu velike mase mirotvoraca, takozvanih, mirotvorci. I naša policija se obezbijedila da se to ne desi.
Onoliko koliko smo mi uspjeli vidjeti, veoma su ozbiljno povrijeđeni.
In April 1992, SFR Yugoslavia came to an end and was replaced by the Federal Republic with Milosevic as its leader. Over the course of the war in Bosnia, the UN was heavily involved with humanitarian support with the creation of safe zones protected by the UN for refugees to seek safety. It was this very thing that would bring NATO into the conflict against Serbia. Bosnian Serbs used heavy artillery on Sarajevo, killing many civilians inside of a UN safe area, which was met with a demand from NATO that they withdraw their heavy weapons from the hills of Sarajevo. The Serbians denied this, and in an effort to prove they weren't threatened by NATO, they kept attacking using heavy weaponry. In response, NATO performed an airstrike against a command post, which was then responded to again with the Serbians capturing a UN-protected town and taking 150 UN personnel hostage. This was the final straw for NATO as they then embarked on a full-scale bombing campaign against the Bosnian Serbs, forcing them to come to the negotiation table. The Peace Treaty of Dayton was signed in December of 1995 and established the Constitution of Bosnia and Herzegovina as well as the formation of the Republic of Srpska as an entity within the country. This would still not be the end of conflicts in Serbia, as the 1999 Kosovo War would result in NATO directly bombing Belgrade in support of Kosovo's independence. By 2006, Montenegro would separate itself from Serbia with a referendum that narrowly won, ending any union between countries in the region. The dissolution of Yugoslavia was one of the most violent and horrific ends to a formerly united country that was marked with countless war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and genocide. With hundreds of thousands being killed and millions displaced by the conflict, its effects are still felt to this day and remains as a traumatic memory for many involved that are still alive today. However, in this game, Yugoslavia never dissolved. Only Croatia and Slovenia have managed to break away, but that doesn't mean Bosnia, Macedonia, and Kosovo aren't trying. So I attempt to stop this from happening, using force to suppress the rebellions within the country, restoring the motto of brotherhood and unity, and preparing to take back the breakaway states of Croatia and Slovenia against all odds. I'm Colonel Cam, and welcome to 11 years saving Yugoslavia in Red Dusk. Hello guys, if you like that intro, hit the subscribe button because I am so close to 50k. That took so long to make, but I had to do the collapse of Yugoslavia justice because of how complicated the topic actually is. There was like 4 different wars that were involved in it. I forgot to mention that Milosevic was overthrown and then sent to prison for war crimes, or was at least being tried for it and when he died. So that's what happened to him if you're interested. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. Welcome back to Red Dusk yet again, where this time we're going to be playing SFR Yugoslavia. We're in a bit of trouble already. Our first focus is a broken nation, and as you can see, there's already demilitarized zones in our country. Not to mention the states that have completely broken away already. I mean, this is pretty much the situation like in around 1991. But this time, we're going to save Yugoslavia just without the genocide and ethnic cleansing. In terms of national spirits, it's not looking too good. I mean, this is a country on the verge of collapse. You can see them all here. And there's also decisions over here. We got these anti-separatist operations. So these decisions are basically meant to limit the power of the breakaway states when they eventually do rise up. It's in my best interest to keep them as weak as possible. We also have this debt management. You remember that $21 billion that Yugoslavia owes? Well, it's all there, except it's $37 billion now. The debts were never paid, only increasing the unstable 90s. However, there's a good side to these debts. We can use it to decrease our consumer goods, get weaponry, and other boosts to our industry. I don't know how that works, but sure. But negative 40% consumer goods. Had to do it. I had to do it. We had 2 civs, okay? Now we got 10. We can build a few more civs with that. That's reasonable. We had some fighting with rebel forces that went badly, but if you take a look at our pie chart over here, it kind of resembles, what does it look like? The ethnicities in Bosnia? Alright, foreign policy. Let's actually back a country. I'm not doing Angola. No. This time I decided to back Ethiopia, and I thought, oh, easy win, right? They're just fighting Eritrea. What can go wrong? Rebellion in Ethiopia. What? And I ended up losing, so let's just pretend I never did. End of the Herzegovina anti-terrorist operation. It's still a success. Hey, look at that. That's good. We got communism support, effective change, division speed, oh, that's good. Anti-terrorist operations are going well in Bosnia, so I kept doing it there, considering they're probably going to be the most difficult to deal with. I also did Kosovo, because, well, it was, yeah, I might as well. We also got an event where we could put a leader inside of Bosnia instead of letting it remain under military supervision. So I decided to do that, because brotherhood and unity, am I right? Dude, I swear I have more to repair than I can. I've got no consumer goods. And I can't do any of this because I got no political power. That's fun. So I needed political power to improve my economy, which allowed me to get more civilian factories, but I kept losing political power because of all the terrorist attacks in my countries. Oh my god, this is a disaster. Ultra-nationalists are waving the Serbian flags without the red star. The marchers demanded increased measures and operations against the insurgents, as well as invasion of Croatia to protect the Serbian minority. I don't want to lose political power. We'll lose the political power, whatever. It was either that or stability. No one's touching the stability. Oh, economic health is bad. Let's pay back some money. We have to draft the new constitution now, which is basically the point where we have to decide which path we're going to go. I picked to reject it, so the new Yugoslav left gets popularity, which is like the hardline communist party. There's anti-establishment, classical communism, Titoism, popular frontism. He's pro-USSR. I basically am trying to get Tito back, which without actually getting Tito back. Status of the SRs. Again, we're going to go the new Yugoslav left party increases, and we get 15% stability from it. Let's go. New Yugoslav left. 3% stability and okay, this will be the Congress, and I think one more, and then we can go Yugoslav left. While waiting for the Congress to happen, I spent the time crashing out about my economy. I can't do construction efforts if I have no civilian factories, man. None. I'm about to build this civ as well. It didn't matter anymore. The votes by the Congress were in, and the results were the new Yugoslav left popularity increases, negative 150 political power again, Congress declared null. It didn't matter anyway, because Milosevic just said that it was rigged and declared it null. Fortunately, the army decided that they didn't want Milosevic either and stepped in, and so the new Yugoslav left party was put into power with the Belgrade Revolution. A new future for Yugoslavia, and here he is, the new Yugoslav left leader, and we have a new focus tree. Lovely. The right-wing nationalist party will now be called Milosevic loyalists. Jesus. Increased instability in the SRs. Losers core. No, everything is fine. Everything. Oh, a renewed economic problem. Oh my. Modify Yugoslav model of socialism. Losing all that stuff, and stability goes down too. I think that one was my fault though. I have not been paying back my debt, nor have I been going down the economy tree. So yeah. Hey, well look, we got a new decision tab here. Remnants of the old government. Yeah, Milosevic still has some loyalists that we need to get rid of. So that takes a lot of political power too, which I don't have. Alright, there goes the decreased consumer goods. I still got 6. Oh, I still got... So what am I talking about? Dude, my country looks like it's been in a war, and I'm not even at war yet. There we go. Oh, Democrat victory. We've honored Tito's legacies. Now I can do some stuff like jail former officials. I got to the point where I couldn't even pick a focus. It didn't occur to me that I probably should have improved my economic health to go down the tree. So I just kind of sat there like an idiot until I eventually clicked. At the same time, Milosevic's loyalists were gaining strength and I couldn't stop it because I had no political power. I swear, there's something about this mod and just never being able to get political power. I think I'm just bad, to be honest. Dude, their strength is 70. I can't have this. I'm gonna lose. Like, I'll get this and I'll lose political power. No, I won't. That was a lie. Unfortunately, I let them get to 100, which is not good. I didn't know what was going to happen. All it says is that our regime will be under serious threat. It doesn't sound... God, I keep cutting myself off. It doesn't sound good. Alright, 2002. We're still sitting here trying to do these decisions. When this runs out, I get another 50 political power, which is alright. I could do that again, but I won't. Before that... No! Oh my god, guys, did you see that? I meant to click the 100 political power decision, but then it like came up with a new event or a new thing and it like shifted it up. So then I clicked the 50 political power decision, which does not help me at all anyway. This was pretty irrelevant. I didn't need to include this in the video, but just out of spite, just to show you some of the things I deal with at this game. Oh my god, I'm back to 32. I'm back to like where I was, man. Finally, I unlocked the secure the army focus so I could continue down my tree, and I still haven't touched the economic branch, by the way. Anyway, we got this new decision tab that basically gave us two more things to worry about. One is my popularity, which if it drops to 0, then that's a problem, and ethnic tensions, which if it goes above 100, then that is also a problem. And because I am so bad at the game, I have trouble managing both of these. Okay, masters of the economy, finally. There's no way negotiations will succeed. So I began negotiating with all the rebels, right? And they kept wanting autonomy, which I rejected over and over again. Except this one, amnesty. I don't even know what that means, but they can have that. Prisoners of war. With the issue of political prisoners that we are not releasing. Dude, look at that stability if we reject it. Reject it! Results. Negotiations breakdown. Oh yeah. Diplomatic talks failed, so it looks like we're going to be going to war. But I don't mind, okay? Our army is a lot bigger than whatever they've got. There we go, that looks good. Should be ready. So we'll defend this, and then this is like the attacking one here. Because we want to take Kosovo. Little did I know, Macedonia was going to rise up as well. They don't even have any red outlines. I wasn't Yugoslavia still can't be reunified easily. The governments of the breakaway countries are beyond reasoning. Apparently, though, there are still people inside those countries, like Croatia and Slovenia, who want to see Yugoslavia reunified, so we can, like, give them propaganda and they come and join our army or something. Look at this, we got a new decision. Of course, more political power to spend. Lovely. This is exactly what I needed. Okay, let's recruit some defectors, fund the parties, give them some popularity. I'm still like $40 billion in debt, by the way. You know, this is more debt than what I started with. What am I doing? You know, it really amazes me. I'm sitting here watching me play this game as I narrate over it, and I'm just complaining about how bad I'm doing. Like, I would do things so much different now, but then I would go play another game and I would suck just as much. Anyway, the ethnic tension in the country was higher than ever, and my popularity was as low as it can be, so when I saw that my assembly got bombed and I have 45 days until an uprising happens, I wasn't very surprised. Where is this uprising? Wait, the impending army coup as well. Oh my gosh, I can't do both. Oh yeah, the army is trying to coup me, by the way, as well, so I gotta deal with that. Look, I'm sitting here, I've finished this game already, and I know everything turns out fine, I just don't know how. Here's the mass uprisings anyway. Okay, firstly, Croatia seized some city, Ojetsk, I think, I don't even know how to pronounce it. But then Bosnia, Kosovo, and Macedonia rose up. Tiles are also really small, so it's actually hard to move units around the map. Anyway, my first priority was Bosnia. Once we dealt with that, we could then deal with Kosovo and Macedonia. We also have a time limit where we need to crush certain rebellions. If we don't crush at least one within 200 and something days, then that's not good. Dude, I don't like this army coup that's gonna happen. I don't want to get couped, man. Unfortunately, there was nothing I could do to stop it, but I mean, now the army is in control of the government, I don't really care, it's fine. We're still Yugoslavia, okay? Who's this guy? We still have the same focus tree. Enemies on all sides. Okay, cool, we have the same focus tree, that's fine. We close this encirclement. I know it's pretty hard to see what's going on, but I do have an encirclement here, guys, okay? I had dealt with Bosnia enough that I could actually spare some of my army to go over to Kosovo and Macedonia to actually push them back more, and these guys weren't as hard as Bosnia, which was surprising because I thought, well, there's two of them, so... The end of the rebellions! At last, we were able to defeat the separatists that threatened to divide our country again. Now, all that's left is Croatia and Slovenia, but something tells me that this is going to be a little bit harder, considering they're probably backed by NATO as well. Who the hell is this? Is this the guy's son? Look, I don't know how the hell this guy came into power. I don't know. It didn't last long though, because now we're just the star, or the Yugoslav presidency. I think it's, I don't know if it's like a committee or if it's just an empty spot, who knows. You know, what happens in Yugoslavia stays in Yugoslavia. It's like Vegas, but for war crimes. Oh, Oh, they're actually attacking. Dude, I'm gonna be invaded, but to be fair, I'll only be invaded if I reject their offer for an alliance or something, so I don't have too much to worry about. I think it's time to actually make our own moves. Everyone else is making moves. It's time for us to do something about Croatia and Slovenia. And from here, it didn't take long to commence the Yugoslav wars. Let's invade. Increased military presence. Yeah, you don't say, but ours is a bit bigger. The invasion was off to a flying start. I immediately broke through their lines and headed towards Slovenia. Then NATO intervened, but this wasn't them actually declaring war on me, this was them just sending volunteers. Took Zagreb and pushed to the Austria-Hungary border, encircling a bunch of Croatians on the way, and probably some NATO troops as well. However, it was a bit more than I could bite, or I bit off a bit more than I could chew, as the saying goes, and I started getting pushed back. Oh my god, this looks like we're about to get cut off, I swear. They've got Zagreb back. Oh my god. Casualties? Oh, we've taken more. We've taken more. Not looking great. We've got no air, and yeah, they've pushed us back to about like halfway into Bosnia. Okay, we got the localized army structure. Let's get this now. We got land night attack. Any other ones? Oh, this gives even more attack. But I think we can attack now. I think we should be okay, especially with my army that's actually equipped and somewhat trained. Most of my army was like half full of manpower. However, I had been training units that had been fully equipped, and I've got like 15 units that are actually really good. The plan was to concentrate these fully equipped units, get some encirclements, and make another breakthrough. There we go. Oh, my good divisions, man. If I didn't have these divisions, I'd be cooked. The offensive, the renewed offensive. I feel like I need to cap Slovenia. It's just like 2 victory points. If I can get them out the way, it'd be fine. I went on to capitulate Slovenia first, but I don't think you're meant to do that because then the game bugged and Croatia got all their land back, but it's fine. There we go. Reunification of Yugoslavia. The breakaway states of Croatia and Slovenia are gone. Alright, brotherhood and unity forever. Slava, slava, slava. Remove broken brotherhood. Oh, thank gosh. And just like that, guys, with military force, you can unite your population and get rid of any instability in your country whatsoever. It works every time, okay? The people hate this one simple trick. There we go. Yugoslav invasion of Albania. I don't even need to micro for this. This will just be it. Too easy. Not sure why we invaded Albania. I mean, it just makes the map look better, I guess. Also, we want Bulgaria because they're technically Slavic and it's like the greater Yugoslavia idea. Unfortunately, you might have noticed that the Soviets have Yugoslavia. Sorry, not Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. The Soviets have Bulgaria, which is going to be kind of hard to get. Here we go. Oh, we did it. We won. That is, wow, that's a lot of Italy that we just took. All right, looks like we have to negotiate Bulgaria. So, whether the Soviet Union accept or not, that's a different story. They said they wanted an alliance, so we had to join their faction. I'm pretty sure we'd still be independent though, but I said no anyway. If you noticed, I did make a save game beforehand, just in case. Then they wanted access to resources, to which I said no again, because I really want to see if I can hold out against the Soviets. We are getting Bulgaria. Death to USSR. Oh my god. Yes. Let's go. For the most part, I was just planning on hiding behind the Danube, you know, trying to get all the defense, but I was going to push into Bulgaria because the Danube kind of extends along the Romanian border, and of course we need to get Bulgaria. It was a good plan. We even took Sofia, but then that's when everything went horribly. It's not looking that good anymore. Uh-oh. Ah. They have made it across. Yeah, we're cooked. It's not happening. USSR wants access to resources. Yes. Someone needs to do this, okay? Some guy who's good at Hoi 4 needs to do this challenge right now. The Balkan superpower gets event. Modify after Tito. More political power, lose stability, but another wave of separatism? Bro. Alright, now we gotta have the claims of Bulgaria. The Bulgarian claims on Greece and Turkey. So there was no point rejecting the alliance with the USSR, considering we have the same ambitions anyway. Looks like we are gonna be invading NATO. Oh, I forgot. We bought a NATO in Italy, don't we? These guys can go there. Anyway, resistance is crazy high in Bulgaria, if you hadn't noticed. Well, it's getting there. We've imposed martial law, so yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Soviet Union. Oh my god, they're attacking China first. Hurry up, Rev. I wanted to invade at the same time as the Soviet Union. That way we would have somewhat of a chance and actually have support. Because we're not in their faction right now either, so if we go to war, it doesn't bring them into the war. So I have to wait for them to invade China, which takes forever. It turns out that they weren't going to invade them. They actually signed a treaty and had some reconciliation going on. We need to pay back all the debt? Oh my days. We're getting there. We're going to have 19 billion in a month. More debt payback, please. Local police force. There we go. Oh god, the resistance is insane. You're probably wondering why I switched to local police force, considering the resistance is really high. It's because I got no manpower. It's zero. So yeah, and I need manpower to fight NATO, so I can't waste it in Bulgaria. Alright, I just need 100 political power and all of the debt will be paid off. Finally, I've fixed my economy, I've paid off all my debts, all that was left to do was to declare war on NATO. I couldn't do it by myself, so I had to use commands to declare war on Greece and Turkey, but that's fine, okay? The push into Greece was going really well, and by no time we found ourselves halfway down the peninsula. Is it a peninsula? I don't really know. Does it count? It does have water on 3 sides, so what is the better country? Yugoslavia! What? Unfortunately, I was extremely distracted in the Balkans. When I looked over to the Italian border, things were not going so well. Soviet Union! I need you. Glory to the Soviet Union, please help me. Soviet pressure on the Turkish border made it so that I could easily push across the Bosporus into their country. In the meantime, they also helped reinforce my front against the Italians and stop them from advancing. We love the tanks being not glitchy at all in this mod. It didn't take long for both Greece and Turkey to capitulate, so now we could fully focus on the NATO borders in the west, or the countries in the west. Yes. All that. I then finally switched to extensive conscription. I mean, I was on 0 manpower for the longest time. I don't know why I kept putting up with it, but yeah, I'm on extensive now. How much manpower am I down? Oh, I'm half equipped. Things were going really well against Italy. However, I didn't notice that America had invaded behind me and were pushing into my core territory. Yay, we got Italy. Cool, cool, cool. Let's try and get to Parliament across there as fast as we can. Alright, wish me luck. I'm going over here. Weekly manpower. Oh my god, 1% recruitable. I need that. I need that guy desperately. Dude, I don't know what's going on in Poland. They're like... I don't know, man. What the hell is this? What? Invading from the north, I was able to get most of my land back under control, so I was no longer at threat of capitulation. However, Greece and Turkey were back, and they were pushing halfway into my country from the south. And also, yeah, I had to abandon Italy completely, and so they were retaking that as well. Now they're going up Italy, bro. This is not good. And like, that's fine. I can hold against Greece and Turkey and Italy, but then the Soviets were so horrible that I started getting invaded from the north in Hungary. Oh my god, they're running into me here. Look at this. Whoa. Look at the casualties. 8 to... It's pretty much the same. They've taken a bit more. Probably because of all this. Oh, they're going out, though. Well, what is this? Why have they've invaded the Netherlands now? I tried one final push to try and encircle what was in southern Bulgaria there. Unfortunately, we're going to have to call this a loss, okay? The war against NATO did not go well, but I did save Yugoslavia, technically, alright? To be honest, most of my energy went into making the intro for this video. Apologies for not winning against NATO, I was kind of short on time as well. Can't win them all. Anyway, if you enjoyed the intro or enjoyed learning about the Yugoslav wars, make sure to hit the subscribe button, you know, you might learn something more in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.